Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking here at a Toyota Hiace. This one here, the Living Saloon. Very cool version of it with four-wheel drive, turbo diesel 3000cc engine, triple moon roofs, and kind of like your luxury interior vehicle. This one was bought from auction for sending to the USA. And I'm just going to show you the engine quickly, and then we're going to turn it off, because we don't want to be annoying. And diesel engines, although this is a fairly refined diesel engine, it is still a diesel engine, so it's loud. So the turbo diesel, this is one of my favorite engines. Not only turbo diesel, but for four-cylinder, it's fairly large displacement at 3000cc. It's fairly smooth and refined compared to the previous engines in the Hiace. And overall, the condition of this car is quite nice. Quite nice indeed. Look at this. Still has the original plastic on these, and the original plastic on the door. Very crazy. It's a Japanese thing to do that. It's so weird, but 25-year-old car to still have that original thin plastic on there is pretty amazing. I'm going to translate this in a second. That's the auction inspection. First off, just give you a quick look at the car. And these Hiaces are great. They're rather narrow, easy to see out of, good ground clearance, four-wheel drive. In the earlier ones, they're selectable four-wheel drive. This one's full-time. Alright, so let's have a look here at the auction inspection sheet, and I'll quickly translate this for you. It's a 1994 model for import to the USA under the 25-year rule. This one's going to Savannah, Georgia. Hiace Living Saloon EX is the version of it. Four-wheel drive, of course. This is an auction grade 3.5 interior exterior C. I would really call this B and B. So I think this one was downgraded. And don't think that all of them are downgraded on the sheets, just sometimes they are. Sometimes they're a little bit worse than we think, sometimes better. And so keep that in mind if you're thinking about buying from Japanese auctions. It's a diesel turbo four-wheel drive, that's the sales point there. And then the auction inspection here says underside surface rust and C2 corrosion. Now I looked underneath and I got some pictures of it, and I couldn't find any signs of C2 corrosion and any of the surface rust areas. It doesn't look that bad at all. And so if we have a peek in here, this is a good example of what the surface rust looks like. So no corrosion, just typical rust on the frame. Not very much for a 25-year-old vehicle. There is probably going to be some in some place, but I couldn't find it. And so definitely worth a repair on a vehicle like a Hiace. Typically you'd want to go for one without corrosion, but if you go for one like this, I think you can get a very good deal on the car, because the rest of the vehicle is quite good indeed. And man, I love this color. I love that gunmetal gray with I'm going to call it Hawaiian mud. That kind of sounds exotic, doesn't it? It's like the reddish. If you've been to Hawaii, you know what I'm talking about. The weird reddish mud that they have there. It's really not the same color at all, but it makes it sound cool, doesn't it? Alright, door mirrors scratched. Very small scratches and dents. Door mirror scratches is like this. Very common in Japan because they're very narrow roads and very narrow parking spots, so it's very easy for someone's handbag to hit a mirror. Various scratches and dents on the car, and then looking at the body diagram here, we got scratches, medium scratches right here. We got medium scratches here, and a medium scratch in the door. Now I've looked over the condition of the car, and it looks quite good all the way around. A couple of small things here and there, but I'm quite happy. I've seen so many of these Hiaces because they're very popular export at the moment to the USA, and I would say that this one's one of the top ones that I've seen. Maybe of all the ones that I've seen, and we probably buy more of the better ones than average. But the ones I've seen, I'd give this a solid 8 out of 10. So it's way above average. Okay, quickly do the once around here for you. You can see the steel wheels on it. You can see the top there of the sunroof, and this back one flips up, sort of like a spoiler. Boop, boop. And then the one in the center is huge. You'll be able to see it when we go inside. Okay, they're pretty comfortable vehicles, even though they're kind of industrial vehicles, kind of not. They sell two versions of the Hiace. One's called the van and one's called the Wagon, and the Wagon is the passenger version, and so that's this one. They're quite comfortable and quite good. They're not really like today's minivans because they have raised suspension. You can see the suspension is a little bit chunky on it, but it's fun. It's very, I guess, nostalgic of a time in Japan that people didn't get to experience unless you lived here. Very much 80s Japan. Right when Japan was kind of on top of the world, and kind of shows that. You know, Japan used to keep all the best things to themselves, and this is a good example of them. And they're, you know, generally pretty expensive. I can't say exactly the price, but a lot of these will run you between, you know, landed, maybe 10,000 $12,000. You sometimes get them for a little bit cheaper. These Living Saloon triple moonroof ones, or the Royal Saloon. Oh, look at those decals. Very good condition. These are the top ones that everybody wants. Now, they do come with some things that this one doesn't come with. This one doesn't have the hot water boiler for making green tea in your car. And I'm serious, that's an option. And it doesn't have the hot and cool box, but it has everything else. Oh, it doesn't have the intercom system. There's a version that has that. And there's a very, very rare TV and karaoke machine that I've seen. It came with this set of tires, but they're too old to really use. And then the interior in the back looks like it's in pretty good condition. You can see there, no bad smells or anything. In fact, it smells very nice, like a Hiace. And look at that, Toyota oil. I don't know why in Japan all the oil comes in these metal cans, and it's very annoying because metal cans are not plastic cans. I guess, I don't know which one's worse for the environment, but the plastic bottles are so much more convenient. Okay, so you can see the two moonroofs in the back there, and these covers close if you want them to. You can do that by hand. Oh, I don't know if I can reach. Yes, I can. And then the one in the center, it's partially open, you can see, but it's giant. It's almost 1 meter by 1 meter. So one of the world's biggest. Okay, gonna close this up. And that rear seat slides. It has enough room for these 4 tires. In fact, you can fit probably 10 tires in the back if you stacked them up. So plenty of room. All right, I'll go to the interior of that section more in just a second. I'm gonna go show you. Oh, I didn't go all the way around, did I? Okay, so I stopped there at the back section, didn't I? Or did I? I don't know. Okay. And yeah, now come to think of it, yes, I did make it all the way around. Whew, I can't think very well for myself. Okay, so has the seat covers on it. Pop up this, and the seat underneath is all in excellent condition. You can see there. And it's nice to have a car with seat covers like this, the original Hiace seat covers, because it's cool to have the seat covers. You can take them off if you want, and you'll have great condition seats underneath, or you can take these and put them through the wash, and you can have some cool seat covers that are something you wouldn't be able to buy anymore because they're so old. Okay, steering wheel has remarkably little amount of wear on it. This has 80,000 kilometers on it, which is really low. You see this texture is still on it. Usually this will wear smooth over time. And so almost certainly this was parked in an undercover parking. Okay, climate control AC. Let me just hop in. Not climate control AC. It does have AC, but it doesn't have climate control. That was an option on this. And so the AC works. I've tested that. You have separate rear AC and rear heater buttons if you wanted to use those. This one comes with an air purifier, which is kind of cool. I guess pretty common in cars nowadays, but back then would have been a big deal. Okay, retractable mirrors, power windows. This one comes with aftermarket rubber floor mats. But if you see, it has shag carpet that has been stomped down, but you can fluff that back up if you want. But you can see shag carpet bottom. Not enough cars come with shag carpet, it seems. Really is a shame. Okay, to the rear. There is a version with dual sliding doors, but it's like 1 in 100. I think it might only be the van version too, to be honest. Okay, so you get double curtains. You can put a semi-transparent one, or you can put a fully transparent one, or you can do both if you want. This is the kind of needless thing that they put into cars back then just because they could. So it feels kind of special. Because needless things like that, I think, are actually pretty beneficial for, companies to do, just to be a little bit different. I don't know. That's the way I feel. Missing a headrest here. And this is a switch around seat that you can point in the other direction if you want. So you can point them all toward the center if you want to have a big party while Dad drives and kick each other on your road trip. Here's the air purifier piece. That's a fairly rare option on these. Here you can get a good idea of how big that is. And a nice big interior lamp there, and then spot lamps up there for when you want to read while it's dark. This seat, because of the tires, is pushed up in its full forward position, and so that makes your knee room quite a bit less, but still reasonable. This is about the least amount of knee room you'll ever get, and it's more than, well, probably about the same as you would get on an airplane. Seats are very, very comfortable. And then look at this. Power curtains. You want to close the curtains? No longer do you have to do it yourself with your own muscles. Press this button. It's kind of like the beginning of the end of what happened in the movie WALL-E. It's like your life is so convenient now, you don't know how to live anymore. This is where it all started. Okay. And shag carpet. Yes. Okay. Good condition Hiace. Going over to the USA. That is the end of this story. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comment section, and then someone else who is very helpful will answer them for you. Maybe. Or you can check out our website. You can send us an email, all of that stuff. So thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and have a nice day.